A lot of you guys are going to drop off once I say this, but in this video, we're going to talk about a decentralized autonomous organization, or DAO. Now, I know this is a mouthful, but in the next several minutes, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know in a very simple way to understand this beautiful concept. Let's get into it. Okay, let's review where we've come from so far. We've talked about decentralized social media, how users can post user data onto the blockchain, their social graph, their posts, images, media, whatever. They can control this data. There's no company that controls it. There's no company that can censor them from accessing this data. We also talked about a decentralized chat application facilitated by XMTP communication protocol. So when we think about kind of where we're kind of headed in like the friend group, like what's the Facebook friend group of Web3, or what is like the future of work, the future of organizations and companies? Because we've got social, we've got a friend and community aspect. We're now going to have native crypto messaging. And where is this all headed? What are we trying to do? Well, a decentralized autonomous organization, a DAO, aligns everyone's incentives. It's like a Facebook group, except everybody is holding the DAO token in that Facebook group, and you have a shared mission. So I'm going to talk about some specific DAOs and some of the categories in a second, but let's say I want to pool all of my friends' money together so that we can buy this $100 million CryptoPunk NFT or something. So I can create an investor DAO specifically for that purpose. We can send all of our money to the DAO treasury and then collectively vote to make that DAO treasury purchase or at least bid on the CryptoPunk NFT. This is one example of a DAO, and it hopefully is illustrative for you. There are two main types of DAOs. There are creator DAOs and there are community DAOs. Community is much more vibrant and interesting, but I'll start with creator. Creator DAOs are what we've already talked about with Dezo and decentralized social media. The DAO centers around a creator, and they have a creator token or a social token. So on Dezo, there's somebody called Dharmesh, and I can buy his creator coin. And this coin is going to give me access to a certain number of things. Maybe it gives me access to some of his NFT drops if they come early. Maybe I get a portion of his revenue from the NFT drops that he launches. So it actually becomes a cash flowing instrument, his creator coin. There are other websites, rally.io, where artists can go and they can launch their own social token. This is popular amongst musicians. So we can discover some of these coins, and let's see what some of the actual benefits are from holding a creator token. If we go to this man's creator coin called Music, I guess it's a musician called BT, then you get to access his gated holder channel. So this is a Discord chat. This is just like any regular messaging app, except you sign in with your wallet and a bot checks if you hold at least 10 music token in order to enter into that chat. So it's an exclusive chat room with other music holders. That's one type of utility that you can program into these social tokens. Private listening party for BT's next album to be held on Discord 100 Music, okay? So you can kind of see how he's like gating some chat groups of his, exclusive Discord channel for producers and musicians. Here, exclusive unreleased content. Okay, now you're starting to get into something a little bit more interesting. You get a sneak peek into some music that maybe he is never going to publicly post. So this is an example of creator coins and the value add for fans holding those coins. Now let's get into the community DAO, which is a very vibrant space. There are many different categories of community DAOs. The easiest way to think of a community DAO is it's a friend group that all holds the DAO token, and holding the DAO token gives you membership into the DAO. And so this is like a crypto bank account, because when people start to buy the DAO token, now that token starts to have real world value, and that token can be used to fund various initiatives that the DAO pursues. Now, a big part of DAOs are decentralized governance. This is where if you are holding the DAO token, you can submit proposals for what the DAO might do. Maybe you have an idea for a music video you want to create and it's going to promote some other project within the DAO, and you need $50,000 from the treasury in order to fund that music video. So then the entire DAO can vote on whether or not that proposal should pass. And if that proposal passes, then that money maybe gets moved into your wallet so that you can use it. And if it doesn't pass, then you do not go ahead with that initiative. So this is why it's a decentralized autonomous organization. It's decentralized because it decentralizes the governance of what the DAO actually does and what it pursues. So let's get into some specific DAO categories, community DAO categories. The first we're going to talk about is a protocol or a grants DAO. Now, protocol DAOs are ubiquitous in the Web3 ecosystem. Smaller ecosystems like Polkadot, Cardano, any other crypto network you can think of, really besides Bitcoin and Ethereum, has a protocol DAO at its center. It basically means that you can use that crypto network's native token to vote on proposals on how the protocol should be updated over time. So the purpose of a protocol DAO is to make sure that this protocol stays relevant and that you can fund initiatives to either update the protocol if it needs to or build out the ecosystem even more. So it's not just crypto networks that have, or like layer one blockchains that have these protocol DAOs. It's also protocols within those ecosystems. So really popular protocol DAOs are DeFi, especially in Ethereum. So I think Compound was one of the first protocol DAOs ever when they released their comp governance token. And we can see here on this interface, we can see the decentralized governance activity, and we can kind of see like what proposals are current. This one got executed. They're adjusting some DeFi parameters, maybe some lending pool parameters in here for CComp and CUni. And if we click into this, we can see like how many people were for it. These are all the people who voted. And this is the number of votes that they have based on how much comp governance token they hold. We can see who's against it. Only 5 people were against it, and who abstained from voting. But this is just an example of decentralized governance, voting on a proposal, and people will usually make forum posts before it gets sent to this higher level on-chain vote. Really, you're just trying to, at this point, talk with the community by posting in a forum, like, here's my idea, get some feedback on it, maybe revise the proposal, and then put it up for a vote. Okay, the next type of DAO I'm going to talk about is an investor DAO or a venture DAO. So an investor DAO is about getting people to pool their funds together so that you can go out and turn a profit for the DAO. A big, really popular use case for an investor DAO is buying NFTs. So Pleaser DAO is a big investor DAO in crypto media, and they have bought a lot of really expensive NFTs here. And you can see this is the Pleaser DAO NFT gallery. These are NFTs that the DAO owns. No single person owns it, but the constituents of the DAO own it proportionally based on how much Pleaser DAO token they hold, right? So if I own 5% of the Pleaser DAO token supply, then I own 5% of whatever these NFTs are worth. So this is how an investor DAO functions. And then Flamingo DAO is another investor DAO in the NFT space. Another type of DAO related to investor DAO, maybe a subset of it, is venture DAO. These are DAOs that, again, they pool investor money together, but they're going to invest in Web3 startups or maybe non-Web3 startups, but usually seed stage startups here. This is Metacartel Ventures, and here are some of their investments right here. So they provided pre-seed and Series A funding, et cetera, et cetera. And then I also believe that they have a big group of founders, builders, engineers, community builders, probably, a lot of Web3 native people in here, and they're going to provide consulting to some of the companies that they invest in. Next, we have media and entertainment DAOs. So instead of a central media company or a central animator like Disney deciding on the entire storyline of an animated series, you can have a community-led initiative that builds up the fantasy from scratch or contributes content in a decentralized way. So Forefront is an example of a media DAO. The community contributes blog posts to it, and then it rolls it up in a newsletter and sends it out to people. And those content creators, they get rewarded in the Forefront DAO token. So this is an example of how you can kind of bootstrap a media company. Bankless it's another media DAO, and they have something called a podcast hatchery. So they're helping Web3 podcasts get off the ground. And there are a lot of different people coming into this DAO, like developers, audiovisual engineers, marketers, promoters, content creators. So a lot of people with different skill sets come into the DAO, and they all collectively work together to produce something for the DAO. I want to show you something really interesting. It's an example of an entertainment DAO. It's called ApeCoin. So ApeCoin, it's related to Bored Ape Yacht Club, or BAYC. It's started as an NFT, and now they're building like a metaverse with the NFT characters inside of the metaverse. And it's this enormous creative project. And they released an ApeCoin, which is just a fungible token that is going to be used as the currency in the other side metaverse. But the ApeCoin also makes for an entertainment DAO. So whoever holds the ApeCoin is getting to vote on and make creative decisions about the development of this other side metaverse. So we have Forever Apes, free luxury physicals for all ape holders, brand decision. We have some people in here that I think they're trying to make some cards, and they're saying that we probably need like X amount of money to do this. And ApeCoin holders can vote as to whether or not they want to pass this. Finally, the last type of guild I want to talk about is a service or creator guild. This is where people collectively come together to build products or services. And Raid Guild is a good example of this kind of DAO. They have clients come to them and ask for software requests, especially needing help in the Web3 building type of process. And this guild is full of designers, smart contract developers, full stack developers, marketers, people who can promote those products. And they're kind of like individual freelancers who come together and build out these projects. So I think it's very interesting. And some others examples of this kind of DAO are Meta Factory. They create apparel in the Web3 space, and then also Friends with Benefits. They do a lot of interesting stuff as well. So that is DAOs. There's kind of a whirlwind through the DAO ecosystem. And before we go, I want to talk about one more thing, and this is a DAO Launchpad. So if you are an organizer and you want to coordinate a group of your friends or strangers even on a shared mission, all united under a DAO token, then you can launch that DAO with something like Aragon right here. So I can go create a DAO. Oh, perfect. It's going to log me in. So I can come here and I can click, I want to create a company DAO. I can create a name, Design Web3. So this is the name. It's going to be designweb3.aragonid.eth. I can set some governance parameters right here. Support is how many people have to vote yes in order for a proposal to be approved. What is the minimum amount of votes that we need to have in order for a proposal to be valid, even if it is passed? How long do we want the proposals to go for? Like, how long can people submit their votes? And then, what's the token name going to be? It's going to be a Design Web3 token, and then I can put in 5 to 10 addresses of some friends and kind of get them into the community, and we would start working on collective projects together. Maybe we do UX research and UX design consultancies, and if people want to provision our services, then maybe they have to buy our token, and that creates buy pressure, the token price increases, and now the token that we've just created out of thin air now has value and is now, we're all financially aligned. All of the wallet addresses are financially aligned to increase the value of this DAO. So this is a really cool product here called Aragon, and there are some others called a DAO House, and I believe Colony is the other one. So this was a whirlwind tour through the decentralized social media protocols. We talked about decentralized crypto messaging, sending wallet-to-wallet messages. And now we talked about DAOs, decentralized autonomous organizations, a big name, kind of scary to a lot of people, but it's essentially like a Facebook friend group that has a crypto bank account that they can use to do things with. They can pursue initiatives, they can fund those initiatives, they can reward work from some of the group members who are contributing to projects, etc., etc. So I'll leave it there. Thank you for watching this video series, and I'll see you on the next one.